And Paul Pierce. Let's take a look. Well, I think they've both been pretty healthy throughout their careers. They haven't had the major injuries that I had. Yeah, I think they got plenty left. The way they will be coached and the bench that they have, yeah, they'll pick their spots. But when the time comes, they'll be there. They'll pick their spots, Skip. What is Larry Bird trying to say?
He's trying to say that I have now returned to the NBA, back to my old job with the Indiana Pacers, so I have to say nice things about the New Jersey Nets, who could be a rival of mine and a threat to my Indiana Pacers next year. If Larry Bird had stayed, quote-unquote, retired from pro basketball, I don't think he would have made nice with those two now ex-Celtics. I don't agree with his assessment because, as he said, hey, Paul was a great Celtic. I agree with his assessment looking back. But looking ahead, Larry Bird said he could play 4 more years. I am not seeing that. I'm seeing a Paul Pierce, and I've told you this many times, who does not take care of himself the way he should at an advancing NBA age. He looked a little overweight and a little out of shape, especially against the Knicks. 18 a game. Against the Knicks, he looked like he had the proverbial piano on his back, especially in that last game, in that closeout game.
Yep.
He looked more overmatched than Ginobili looked overmatched against the Miami Heat. And again, Kevin Garnett, nothing but respect for him. But I just asked you a little while ago, he's 37 now. I'm just afraid at some point Father Time says that's enough, Kevin, and he's getting close to that. He's in great shape. Whatever he can do at 37, he will do. So much respect there. But as far as Paul Pierce playing 4 more high-quality years, I don't see that unless he really recommits to his regimen.
Well, it doesn't have to be 4 more quality years. Really, it just has to be 2 because that's the shelf life on the career of Kevin Garnett in all probability. And as a result, it'll probably be the end for Paul Pierce as well. Kevin Garnett wouldn't have even waived his no-trade clause and allowed the trade that would land him in Brooklyn if it were not for Paul Pierce coming there with him. That's number 1. Number 2, you have to look at it from this standpoint with Larry Bird. Understand that you're looking at it from a team perspective. It's not like you're asking them to be the cornerstones of your franchise. Brook Lopez and Deron Williams are the cornerstone of the Brooklyn Nets franchise. Joe Johnson is a complimentary piece, a very expensive complimentary piece, but he's skilled and he can close. You combine that with Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, not just as basketball players, but as leaders. As much as it pains me to say that because I'm not the fondest person in the world of Paul Pierce, he is the truth. He is a future Hall of Famer. He can close the deal, and if you keep his body fresh, he can get it done. And I think that KG is just a flat-out warrior. And the softness on a part of Brook Lopez is something that could be rectified to some degree by Kevin Garnett. Even though Kevin Garnett is a relative jump shooter, he plays defense, he's got a lot of heart. I'm not talking about Brook Lopez being soft like he doesn't allow contact. I'm talking about he's raw and doesn't really know how to use his strength to his advantage. He can score, but he needs to defend and rebound to be a formidable big man in the game of basketball. KG can help in that category. So when Larry Bird opens his mouth and he's talking about what dudes can do, he's not just looking at them individualistically and saying by themselves this is what they can do. He's looking at the team that they're on and what they could help peel out of the parts around them. And I think he's on the money with that.
So do you think he spoke his heart?
Yeah.
You do? Completely honest?
Yeah.
I don't.
I do. I don't think Larry Bird cares enough about people to lie to them.
Yeah.
Larry Bird don't care. I mean, what's he going to lie for?
But he cares about giving bulletin board material.
No, he doesn't care.
He
doesn't care. He doesn't care. Especially if you're the Pacers after having the season that you just had. All right, coming within a game of the NBA Finals, acquiring Chris Copeland from the Knicks, not to mention re-signing David West. Yeah. I'm sorry. The Indiana Pacers don't have too much to be worried about. If they play their game, they could beat the Nets. I'm not saying it's going to happen. We'll see. But Indiana is going to be one of the top 3 teams in the Eastern Conference.
And you don't think it's lip service?
It's not lip service.
All right.
Larry Bird doesn't care about anybody enough to give lip service.
You know who can weigh on this topic, weigh in and give us some kind of, objective